Hello, my name is Scott from the class of 2020. I remember thinking that there's no way electric sockets would be that size if they weren't made for you to put your finger in. My parents and my grandfather had a wonderful time trying to keep my fingers out of sockets. I had a conversation with a friend the other day who said that I can't hear anything in this hat. I'm gonna take off this hat. I literally can't hear myself. When I was in high school, this condominium tower started building maybe 1 or 2 blocks down away from our house, right? And so what would happen is every night when I would go to pee, since I'm the kind of guy who has to pee at least like once a night, and there would be a window right across from where I sat, and I didn't know it, I mean, I guess in the first year, but it would look out to exactly where the tower would rise. So every night as I peed, I could kind of track the progress of the building. And so that happened all throughout high school. And it felt to me like the building was never changing because I was seeing it every day. But then when I left for college to come to Singapore, I would only get to go back and pee in that toilet maybe like December and again in May, right? And so now it'd be much like faster. Now it would feel like construction is very fast. So that's what I think of when I think of home. It's a strange tracking of time when I pee at night. I think the writing of a genre is to discover it. And once you've written it once, I feel like I've become bored of it and I want to move on to something else. And so to date, I've written like one fiction piece and like one kind of poetry collection. And I feel like I will not go back to those genres for maybe at least a year, 5 years. Because I feel like I've done everything I could with them. In a shopping mall near my house, there was an eyeglass store that for some reason had a statue of the Hulk fighting Wolverine. And it was a beautiful statue because what you had was a very small, scrappy Wolverine kind of on the ground and looking up, and his claws are in the air. And his claws are sinking into the flesh of Hulk, who is this humongous like piece of the model, and Hulk behind him is holding a boulder that's maybe 3 times literally the length of the Wolverine figurine. The only point of connection was the ground up through Wolverine's body, through his claws, into the Hulk, somehow suspending this huge boulder. And I could not figure out how it worked. Literally a suspension of disbelief. I look back on it now, and even though it's very obvious, it what a sight to behold, right? I guess that's why I write comics today. Actually, I think that there's a fascination to peeling things apart, but then also putting them back in order. Like if I had made Jurassic Park, it would just have been a movie of us kind of touring around this park where you could see the dinosaurs properly in their enclosures and seeing the funny mechanisms of how you would feed a T-Rex versus how you would keep like a sea monster. There's something about how you would curate and like custom design cages for each dinosaur I found very intriguing. I think I would be a mangosteen. Because I don't even know what a mangosteen looks like actually. I just know it's a very fun word to say. I feel like I'm mostly the same person, except these days I send many more emails and I sleep a lot more than I used to. But more or less, I think, yeah.